Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV and Radio, where wisdom meets experience. Join a dynamic lineup of thought leaders, professionals, and changemakers from around the world. Dr. Madeleine Chan from the UK, Mariska Dupreya from Australia, Red O'Loughlin from Texas, USA, Carolyn Heward from the UK, Zunette Lub from Cape Town, South Africa, as they share expert insights, personal journeys, and impactful strategies for success. Talking Heads isn't just a show, it's a global stage for education, collaboration, and inspiration. So elevate your knowledge, expand your perspective, engage in conversations that matter. Streaming globally, empowering locally, this is Talking Heads, only on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, and a good afternoon from the UK. My name is Dr. Madeleine Chan, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio for my episode on the Talking Heads program. So welcome to our E360 TV viewers, and also our viewers on YouTube channel, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. That's it. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more added to it. So for today's topic, for my episode for Talking Heads, I will be sharing with you a very high vibrational energy topic, and it will be called When Your Heart Speaks Volumes. But before we go on to share the topic today, what do we need to do? We need to clear down, shut down the old energies, and prepare for the new frame of the new now. Right, so what we do, here we go. For those that it's the first time for you to see me, what I generally do is I have this singing bowl and I take this mallet, and what the singing bowl's function is to break down the ions, stagnant ions that's in the atmosphere, that's in the air. And stagnant ions can conjure up, can build up in corners, so it has to be free and flowing so the energy can flow through. How we do this? Here we go. The singing bowl, we strike it with this mallet. It lets out a lower frequency, and what it does, it's made of 7 different metals, and what it does, it just breaks down the sound, the frequency, and the substance of the metals, breaks down the ions that get stuck in the atmosphere, and the ions, the stagnant energy, that gets stuck that gets stuck in our energy field, because everything is energy, everything. And then what we do is here, this is the higher one, and if we go around with this higher frequency, I don't know if you can hear it through the airwaves. Well, I can very much hear it, very much. So what this does is it breaks down the ions. So what it does, it's almost like it does a completion. So it's like, for example, a washing machine, right? So a washing machine, you put your clothes in, you put it for what number you want it on, and it starts cleaning and cleansing, and then suddenly you need it to spin dry. This will spin dry it. In other words, this makes it complete. And it's good for your third eye here. If you've got any headaches, it's good. Don't rely on pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceuticals, as we know, there's lots of things that are coming up about pharmaceuticals. However, I'm not a medical doctor. So if you have been prescribed that, then obviously you need to balance it out with some natural homeopathic remedies as well. Okay, so the next thing, what we do, oh, it's a bit heavy, this one. Oh, it's obby. Now, obby is obsidian. This is volcanic rock from a very dear friend of mine, Janetta, who's in Kenya, and she has the other half of it. So it's two halves. It's so beautiful. And what it does, when it soaks up like a hoover, the energy, the negative energy, any energy that's been projected. It could be energy as in, okay, people can set intentions and bad ill intentions and bad thoughts and ugly thoughts, and they may not speak it out in audible, but what they do, they think this, therefore, but they don't express it out, but they do think. And the way of the universal law and the way it works is that even if you do not speak out your ill intention, but you think it, then everything is energy, as I was saying at the beginning. So if it's energy, it has to complete its task. So no matter what you think and say in your mind, it has to complete its task. You have given that energy a command. And because you've given that energy a command, that command needs to have its cause and effect. It has to have what you've asked of it, or what you've said of a certain situation or a person, it needs to make its completion. So it won't necessarily do exactly what you thought in your mind, but what it does, it builds up and contributes to the collective consciousness of brain fog. Yep. So if you think about, we've got the heart, the global heart consciousness of us all as human beings, right? So we have the collective consciousness, we have the heart consciousness, we have the mind consciousness of one mind, the collective of all our thoughts. So whatever you were thinking of that person, of that event, or you were aiming towards that person, it won't come true as in karma like that. But what it will do is it will add to the brain fog of the collective human mind. One soul, one heart. So we all have our own hearts, our own souls, our own minds, but we're connected as in, how can I say, like a matrix, but it's not the matrix. It's a crystal. Well, actually, it is. It's a crystalline matrix, and it's connected to Mother Earth. So where we have in 3D, we're connected with a matrix of the illusion. There's also the crystalline matrix, which is our hearts all made into one. And therefore, going on to this, so obsidian, what it does, it clears the energy. And you do need to clear your energy. As I was going back, because I got a bit distracted. So, in fact, I didn't get distracted because that obviously was something that I had to bring up, because I have no script, you see. It's all downloads I receive, or from my higher consciousness too. Connected, boom, conduit, boom, vessel. Right. So what this does is protect you. Now, it's not like you can have this on a big, take this with you. Oh, hang on, I'm going to take it to work and then just lob that on the table like this. No. Of course, they have smaller obsidian crystals, which you can have as a necklace, you can have as a bracelet, you can actually carry a little stone. So obsidian will help you and protect you. Oh, there you go. That's that. Now, before I go on to this subject, remember, we are in the 7th golden age, the age of Aquarian. We are in the unicorn. And why I'm saying a unicorn is that unicorns are so unique. Unicorn, unique. So unicorns have the true authenticity. So for today's topic, when your heart speaks volumes. So I'm going to talk about how to expand your heart to speak volumes. Now that we're in the age of Aquarius, now that we know and we can see it from when we listen to the news, when we pick up a newspaper, when we go on the internet, we're bombarded with disclosure. Oh my goodness, are we bombarded? But we have to look at the fact that disclosure is about the earth purging and cleansing. So anything that was man-made to help us to live a more limited, competition, one-upmanship, separation, division. These traits will not be able to exist in a 5D living. So right now we've got 5D conscious, but we're moving on to the 4D, 5D. Some people have lessons still to learn in the 3D, which is our karma. That's why we have our karmic partners. That's why we have our false twin flames, which I can cover that in another episode. That's why we have our higher soulmates. That's why we're being introduced to our soul family, our soul star sisters, our soul mates, higher soul mates, soul brothers, soul star sisters, our galactic brothers and sisters. So to live in the golden age fully, it's not about outside validation. It doesn't matter how much materialism you have or you've acquired. So it doesn't matter designer labels or anything like this. That will not suffice in the golden age. What will help you propel and go on to the next level, upon another level, is when your heart speaks volumes, when you listen to your heart, when your heart is your compass. The compass within you, where normally one would look at outside validation and guidance outside, the galactics, the higher beings, one would love us to train ourselves now. And we do have this ability. We do have this ability to train ourselves. And that is go within. Now, that doesn't mean going on to a guru and a big spa and everything. That's up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. But it's not about our ego. It's not about outside validation. How many people are going to say, I love, I like? It's if you're going to do something, you do this from your heart. You don't do this so that you can get more people to like your product, to love who you are. You see, the universe sees everything. They see everything. Even tiny little steps they see. You don't have to do a massive big step to change. It's just tiny. And you don't have to have outside validation. You don't have to share it with the whole wide world. Because when you do this, you have to question yourself, why do I need an audience? Why do I need an audience to validate this? When your heart speaks volumes, it's where it's so alive, so expansive. It gives you happiness and joy. And one thing that we as humans have done for many years is, oh boy, have we brought up our weaknesses? Have we brought up certain things about we hear in a conversation and we listen to the bad things, or we listen to the things that are, oh, they could improve. And we hardly listen to the good things. In fact, we surpass that. We don't praise, but we certainly do point out when something is wrong. Now, that doesn't make the heart speak volumes. When your heart speaks volumes is when you don't have to go into that space of judgment. You don't have to have that validation of that. It's not good to judge yourself or judge others. When your heart speaks volumes, it's about healing yourself, healing others, to then healing the world. Now that's the golden age message. The 3D message was pain in yourself, project pain on others, and this world is painful. You see the difference? You see how we've changed? The dynamics have changed. We lived in 3D, in a world of limitation. Oh, leave it to the professionals. I'm just little old me. There's no way I can do that. And that's why we had the big giants of celebrities, the big corporates. But now, internet changed that, where it's not so much big corporates, it's shared. So everyone can have that opportunity and that chance to become what they want to become, to aspire to who they want to aspire. But there's one thing that we have to be careful, and that is try not to get into that trap of the ego where you need outside validation. Because if you need outside validation, then you have to really look inside and say, why do I need outside validation? Why do I need so many people to accept what I'm doing? And then because they accept what I'm doing, then I know I'm doing a good job. You know yourself, you're doing a good job. Your heart will speak volumes. You'll expand, your heart will expand. You will feel lifted. And nothing and no one who says anything negative towards you will affect you. Let's face it, we're not going to be liked by everyone, are we? Of course not, because we've got some people still stuck, that they're not awake, that they're so used to what they're used to and the way the world is run, that there is no other way. It's either that way or doom. Boom, the end. And then you've got the other side, the flip side of the people that are saying, no, times have changed now. We've gone from that cycle. We're now into the new cycle, the evolution, where we are, our souls are going to a new level, soul evolution. We do not require as much as the outside world validation anymore. In fact, we don't need a big outside validation. That's why everyone's branching out into small communities where they have a heart and professionalism and coming from the heart, and where everyone is allowed to have a space there, is allowed to have a platform on the main stage. So instead of us being players and pawns and having been on this world stage where we were thrown about here and there, and we had different scenarios and different plays being thrown at us without us even acknowledging we wanted to do this. Now the chess game is no longer there. There's no chess game. In fact, in 5D, in the golden age, the game of chess, of high strategy, and how one component takes over the other's kingdom, that will slowly decrease, slowly come away, but only if you resonate with this. It's not for everyone. It's really not. We're going into a world of unity, being unified, being in small communities where we're honoring and respecting and loving and giving freedom and allowing them space to become something, rather than it being just the one leader and everyone's got to praise that leader. You see, that's the thing what's happening with spirituality. Some people are getting to that stage where they're becoming higher and more popular, but is it coming from their heart? No, it's because they need more followers. They need more followers. It will bring more money. It will bring more power. You see? So we have a danger right now, and the danger is this. Even the spiritual community, it has to be operated. It has to come from, can I say, it has to come from love. It has to come, love is the highest power ever. Even in the universe, love is the highest. It's the high power. So if you're operating from an ego and it's about getting more people and not coming from the heart, thinking what would be good for them, rather than, no, this is good for them and that's it, I want more people, then that's operating from ego, isn't it? We have to operate from the heart-filled wishes, heart-centered, mindful, awakefulness. So this one I want to talk about, awakefulness. What does it mean by being awake? Awake means that you are fully aware of what you are doing, what you're saying, what you're thinking. You are taking responsibility, full accountability in what you are saying, thinking, doing. Even if you say something wrong, you take and instead of shying away, going, well, I said it, and I'm not going to let them know I said that. No. Take full accountability, because no masks can exist anymore. So where you hid between the mask and go, well, they kind of missed that, so they won't really recognize that. They won't really hear this. They didn't hear it, so it's fine. No, it's not fine, because it will come up. Everything is coming up, because nothing on this earth because we're going into that timeline of that golden age. Anything that has been misunderstood, anything that has been wronged by someone, anything, it's now coming up for renewal. We are now in the month of October. The month of October is a powerful month. And it means that anything that you haven't dealt with, anything that you got away with, it is now coming up to clear. And it might be you that contacts that person and say, I'm fully well aware of how I treated you at that time, and I'm just here to say I'm sorry. Now, if you're not in that space to do that, at least talk to the angels, talk to the universe, talk to your higher guidance and say, I'm really sorry. Ask for forgiveness, because forgiveness is the way for the golden age. It's the way you can move on and evolve. Forgiveness is a spectrum of love. It really is. If you hold fear and hate, that's a distortion of love. It's a distortion. It's a misalignment. Therefore, we need to realign with our hearts, realign with our love, realign with our passion, realign with what makes our heart burst with happiness, realign with our truth, hold accountability, be responsible, and have accountability for every action, every word, every thought you say. And remember this, that anything you think, and it's of a negative, which is fine if it's negative, please understand that it will go into the collective brain fog mind. And that's why we're all in confusion. Hi, Teddy. My doggy's here. Hello, Teddy. So what I'd like to say before I need to wrap up now, because we're going over, I just would like to say, when your heart speaks volumes, nobody can put you down. And remember, not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone. When I post something or when I go out and do something, I'm not going out to say, oh, who's looking at me? Oh, like, for example, I might look at a flower, look at a plant, or help an animal that's died from road rage or something, or an accident. And I have to, I let the animal know that it's got to go back to, it's time to go back to the love of the mother, the love of the universe. And what it does, it lifts you up, So each day, no matter what, how small it is, be aware, be mindful, and be aware. And if you find yourself that you're dissing yourself, or you're just being not kind, then stop, breathe, and say, okay, this is not resonating with me. Let's rechange this. Let's realign. That's the key. Realign yourself. Anyone can do it. Anytime, any day. It's energy. Realign. Okay, my name's Dr. Madeline Chan. Really enjoyed with the topic today, when your heart speaks volumes. There's so much more to go through with when your heart speaks volumes. So I would just say, have a beautiful, blessed, wonderful week full of joy. And each day, in every way, do contribute to help yourself become the best version in your true authenticity. Because authenticity is the right way to move forward in the golden age from now. See you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.